Hello guys and welcome back in this very special requested video. I like classic engines, and they are really legendary engines, especially from the 1950s and below. You know, these times were when everything was, you know, when everything was going to the golden age, especially after the Second World War, and you know, most American companies like Chevy's, Ford's, and other legendary ones are starting to build, you know, big, powerful engines, sticking in a big hunky cars, sport coupes, and all. And this golden age, especially in the US. So a cool fan actually, he requested. First of all, his name is Alex Wilkinson. Yes, that's his name, Mr. Alex Wilkinson. He wants a Stovebolt, as they call it. I'm not sure. Yes, no, it's the Stovebolt. Sorry, it's not stove. It's the Stovebolt. It's Stovebolt 6, or the L6 as they call it on Wikipedia. This is the straight 6. Yes, this legendary engine is a big, hunky, heavy, cast iron, classic, legendary inline 6 engine made by Chevrolet in the 1950s. It started in life, I've been reading the Wikipedia forum, it started in life really after the L4, or after the 4-cylinder. Chevrolet used to make 4 cylinders before this one, and you know, they moved to 6-cylinder because it's more smoother and it makes more power. And obviously this is the second generation, because the first generation used to be made in 1937 up to 1963. No, sorry. The first generation was in 1929, and the second generation started in 1937 up to 1963, and it continued up to 1964 in Brazil. Wow, that's unique. The compression on these engines is very low, as you will see later. First of all, let's start with the obvious, going back to 1950, inline 6 cast iron, because it's the only technology available at that time. This engine obviously is a stroker, as you can see, 90.5 mm for the bore, 100 mm for the stroke. So it's a stroker engine made to produce low RPM torque. Not high low RPM, it's low RPM torque. Yes, that's the technical word for it. It's low RPM torque. It means when the engine is idling, it will produce most of its torque at idle, as you will see later. The head and valves, of course, it's push rods. It's the most obvious in 1950. Although the developers gave me a choice, or gave anyone that plays this game a choice, of dual overhead camshaft in 1950. I'm not sure if it's correct or not, but the choice, the option is here, and obviously you can choose it. But this engine was made as a pushrod engine, 2 valves of course, cast iron head, you know, VVL or VVT or any of these modern technologies. The crank, of course, it's cast iron. Everything is cast in these days. The connecting rods, I've chosen the heavy duty cast, because the normal cast, the connecting rods couldn't keep up with the torque. The torque was started to kill them, so I've chosen the heavy duty ones, and the pistons as well. Zero quality, no need for super high quality. Oh yes, this is the compression, as I was telling you about. 6.6 to 1. Look at it. It's very low. 6.6 to 1. I mean, the pistons. If I was playing the old version of this game, the pistons themselves should look like a soup bowl, or bowl of soup, because they will be like a dished down. Yeah, but in this version of the game, they will not show you the compression on the pistons, or how it will affect the shape of the pistons. Okay, moving on. The cam profile is 10, which is very low, and this is where the low RPM torque will happen. And let's see, no VVL of course, no VVT, +1 quality, that should aspirate of course. And here's another thing. I've searched Wikipedia and many other websites about this engine, and they did not mention anything about if it's a single barrel or this single barrel eco, because they look very different. As you can see, this is the eco. It looks like the shape of the carburetor is actually, obviously this is the shape of it, and the single barrel, yes, it's the regular single barrel. This one is unique, and yes, it will give you more fuel efficiency, say superior fuel efficiency than the single barrel. Dual barrel, no, because I've seen pictures of the of this engine in real life, not in real life, on Google, and yes, it shows that it has a single carburetor with a big air filter cover. Unfortunately, in this game there is no air filter covers. As you can see, it's just an open filter like this one. Even if it's on standard, this is performance, this is race. So on standard it looks like this. I've chosen the regular leaded because it's 1950, and there is no unleaded fuel at that time. Obviously there is an option for it. As you can see, the 80 RON, the low quality leaded, but no, everything was working on leaded fuel, not unleaded. Leaded, and the fuel mixture obviously is at on 14.4 to 41.4. Yes, the air fuel ratio. The ignition timing, I kept it the highest as possible, because more ignition equals more fuel efficiency and more power and torque. The RPM limit, yes, this is very ridiculous and very weird. 3,500. Even if I chose the cast, even if I made the cam profile a little bit high, it will start to lose power and it will start to explode, because this is a stroker engine, and in 1950 the technology and the bearings and the connecting rods, even at the highest quality, they are just I'm not gonna say the word, but you know what word I mean. That's the word I mean. Okay, and next the quality plus one, of course, and the headers. These are the worst headers ever made, which as you can see, they are the cast log, which means all the pistons are shooting in one pipe, all of them, and then they will go down from another single pipe to the exhaust outside the vehicle. But this is the worst thing you can do to the airflow. But in 1950 this option was very popular, and all like 98% of the engines at this period were made using cast log. And this is actually good for the torque at low RPM torque, but for the power, oh my god, it just kills power. It kills it immediately. I've chosen the 1.8 inches the exhaust diameter, or 44.4 millimeter. No catalytic converters, of course. First muffler, reverse flow for quiet sound. Second muffler is baffled, because and I found this is weird. If I've chosen the reverse flow, it will lose power and torque, and the baffled, which is worse than the reverse flow, it actually made more power this way. So I've chosen it. Plus one quality, and this is the final result. As the cool fan requested, he wanted the 90 horsepower version of it. So I made the 90 horsepower, but I'm not sure about the torque. Look at the torque, 183, and the power only 90. And of course the reliability is not really good, because it's the 1950s. Nothing was made by computers and programs or anything. Only high qualified mechanical engineers sat down and they would just start an engineering engines. That's it, nothing else. The engine is very smooth, because it's 1950 and 70 points. It's very smooth. As you can see, the throttle response is just very low. Performance, it's accepted. It's accepted in 1950. Cooling, yes, 144. Yes, it's good. Doesn't require really high cooling. As you can see, what else should I? Yes, the emissions, super high toxic, because I'm using leaded fuel. Leaded fuel is very high toxic fuel to burn. Production units and engineering time is very good. It's low. It's in the range of any production engine. Material cost very low. I like it, $800 only. The engine is very heavy because it's made from hunky cast iron. Everything is cast. Service cost, nothing. $300 a year, that's nothing. I don't think $300 in the olden days or $300 in today's money, because $300 in today's money, that's nothing. But $300 in 1950, oh my god, that's too much. I'm not sure what strategy the game is using. Okay, what else? The fuel economy, it's very good. 13% in 1950 on normal single carburetor, not the eco one. So enough chit chat. This is the power band, as you can see. Very consistent, very aimed for torque more than power. Everything in the green, nothing is knocking, nothing is eating itself. As you can see, the intake is a little bit restricting, and the exhaust, of course, it should restrict a little, because this exhaust that I've chose, it is designed to give the maximum amount of torque at low RPM. 170 pound-feet of torque at the idle. Wow. This is ridiculous. Why am I revving the engine? This engine has been designed to run always at low RPM. Just listen. Look at the camshaft spinning so slow. If this engine been drove like this, 1000 RPM, below 2000 for many years, this engine will live forever, because there is no wear and tear on it. The pistons are going up and down very slowly, the camshaft is rotating very slowly. If this engine were kept on well, using high quality oil, genuine parts on it, it will live forever. And that's what Chevrolet has designed this engine for. This engine has been designed to serve the nation, to put it in pickup trucks, use it for hauling what are called heavy loads in the back of the pickup truck, and just serving the nation. That's what this engine has been designed for, and I really like it. I really like the idea. It's a legendary idea, especially, as I said, the 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s also. I think these are the golden ages of the United States, especially in the automation or the automotive industry or car making industry. Many legendary engines and cars been designed in these days, and I'm really proud to say that I made a very close replica of it. I'm not sure about the torque and the RPM. I think the RPM is very slow. I'm not sure if it's correct or not, even the torque. But the power, I'm very sure, I'm 100% sure, because I've seen it on Wikipedia. The 90 horsepower 3860cc engine, overhead valve, 2 valves, N96. Yes, I'm sure. So again, thank you so much, Mr. I forgot, I'm really sorry, Mr. Alex Wilkinson. Thank you so much for this cool very cool engine request. I really like these engines. So guys, if you have requests from the 50s, 40s, 60s, 50s, anything, any engines of this period that the game can support it, just tell me about it and I will make it, because I really like these kind of engines. They are simple, mechanical, hunky, durable. These engines can live forever. I don't believe this, the 44.1 reliability, because these engines are bulletproof. I've seen these engines run even in 2017 on the internet, of course, not in real life. So these engines are very durable. So thank you so much guys for watching. I will see you in another video soon, and remember, if you like this video, remember, smash that like button, and if you are new to the channel, smash that subscribe button, and I will see you in another video soon. Notification squad, hit that notification, and bye bye.